Chris Maxwell, the Sporting News, here with UFC fighter Colby Covington ahead of his return to the cage in a title fight against Leon Edwards for the welterweight championship. Colby, it's great to see you back. How have you been and what have you been up to the past 2 years since your last sanctioned fight against Jorge Masvidal?
Yeah, it's great to be back. I've been, using this time to get better, to put my nose to the grindstone and really perfect my craft. I feel like I have no weaknesses or holes in my game now. And, the fans are in for a real treat next weekend. And also I've been working on, a nonprofit charity for veterans and for first responders, because those are the people that I hold dear to my heart. Those are the people that are sacrificing and putting their lives on the line for us people in America, to keep us safe, to keep us free, to have our freedoms here in America. So, I started a nonprofit organization called America's Champions Foundation, and we've already amassed about 30 or 40 grand in donations. And, we're just going to keep upping it and keep doing good things for the military, veteran, and first responder community.
So before this fight was made, you'd mentioned that you wanted to fight Chimaev, and he couldn't make welterweight. You've called him a liar. He has since come out and said that you're actually scared to fight him. So what is your reaction to that? And is that fight still in the cards?
I mean, he's an unprofessional little clown. They gave him the easiest fight in the division with the 40-year-old Nate Diaz, a washed-up soy boy. So he couldn't even make weight. He missed weight by 10 pounds. He's laughing on the scale. Ha, ha, ha. Like, he missed weight. Like, dude, the guy doesn't want to fight. He's scared to fight. He ran away from my division because he knew he was going to have to get locked in the cage with me. You see what's happening in 3-round fights with him. He's gassing. What's going to happen when he gets raw American steel and twisted sex appeal for 5 rounds? I'll break that guy. He's a tin man. So, all those guys from Russia, they suck at fighting. Islam Makhachev as well. He's a bum. He's number one pound for pound on my. He couldn't sniff a title if he fought my weight class. He's a weight bully. That's why he fights all that weight. So this fight needs to go down with either shot or Islam. Those are the fights that need to happen, and we need to make the UFC great again.
Another fighter who hasn't been shy about calling you out is actually fighting on the same card as you on the 16th, and that's Machado Garry. And I'm sure he's one of the fastest rising stars in the welterweight division. So is that a fight that you would be interested, especially with you fighting on the same card? Is that a confrontation we can look forward to during fight week?
With Machado, all I got to say is if you step in Junior, you better wash it off your shoes. So, the guy's irrelevant. He hasn't won any high-level fights against anybody in the top 5, let alone top 3. And he's talking a big game. The guy's got no skill. I mean, he's a complete bum. If the UFC wants to give me an easy fight, an easy layup, sure, I'll take it. But I don't think the UFC is going to do that. They're probably going to try and protect him.
So Leon Edwards, he has beaten Usman 2 of their 3 fights. And you, of course, had lost your 2 fights to Usman. So what would you say is something that you have, a tool that you have that Usman doesn't, that is going to help you defeat Edwards on Saturday?
Yeah, next Saturday, in 9 days from now, live on pay-per-view from T-Mobile Arena in the mecca of the fight capital world, Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm going to put Leon Scott. I'm going to bring the dog out in me, and I'm going to bring the quitter out in him. That you see Usman, he's a shell of his former self than when he fought me. He was in his prime and he was hungry. He really wanted to fight me and hurt me. And, I beat him. In Madison Square Garden, you go back to our last title fight, I beat him the last 3 rounds easily. 3, 4, and 5 were easily my rounds. I've watched that fight 100 times, and I wasn't even watching it biased. I've watched it just taking it out that I was in the fight. And I'm like, dude, there's no way he beat me in that fight. So the judges gave him a measly fight by 1 round, but that's not the same Usman that Leon fought. That's a guy that wasn't hungry anymore. And, and he got lucky that second fight. He landed a headshot, a kick when he was getting destroyed for 25 minutes, 24 and a half minutes. And he got a lucky Hail Mary. So good for him for getting a lucky Hail Mary. There will be no lucky Hail Marys because I'm not going to let my foot off the gas like Usman did. I'm going to freaking put my foot to the metal, and it's going to be another 1776 act. And that means the British don't come to American soil and call the shots. It means you're about to come all the way over here, Junior, to America to get your ass kicked, and you're going to get sent back to the UK empty-handed. You don't with America, Leon.
He's called you out for making that statement in the past, too, just talking about the Revolutionary War and all of these, comparisons, U.S. and he called you a character. He's just here to fight. He's not in for the drama. So asking because this is basically what he's saying. Is this all an act? Are you trying to really sell the fight? Are you trying to make your comeback, really exciting? Or do you truly feel that he has no idea what he is stepping in the ring to, and that I don't know, like, is it an act? Are you being a character?
Absolutely not. This is my authentic self. I'm just not afraid to speak up and speak facts. I talk the talk and I walk the walk. Leon's a little mumble mouth. He's a low IQ little idiot. I'd love for the media to go ask Leon, what is his level of education? Did he even get through elementary school? Because that mumbling, fumbling idiot who's always drooling on himself, honestly, I don't think he got through elementary school. So who is he to talk about anything about a character or this and that? This is just me, and he's in for a rude awakening next week, and he's been talking a big game. There's a reason he ducked this fight, and he robbed his fans in the UK a homecoming UFC World Undisputed title fight. I feel bad for the UK fans, but it just shows he doesn't give a shit about his UK fans. And, it makes sense because they don't give a shit about him either.
Somebody else who you've apparently been living rent-free in their head is, of course, Jorge Masvidal. I spoke to him last month about his bare knuckle promotion, and he had made it clear that his fighting days were done. However, he did say that he would get back on a game-bred fight card if he could fight you in bare knuckle, and it was kind of his unofficial proposition to get you to do that fight. So is that something that you would be interested in, or are you just trying to bury the hatchet with him after the civil suit has been ended?
It's great that you came to talk about the biggest star in the welterweight division today. Colby Covington gets what Colby Covington wants. So I do whatever I want. And Colby Covington's getting the undisputed title next week. We're not talking about washed up journeymen. We're talking about biggest and best business that the UFC can do. This is a publicly traded company, multi-billion dollars. So we're not talking about guys who I gave the 50-43 in a soda and he had to come stalk me and cheap shot me in the streets. We're talking about big business, and that's Leon Scott. I'm not looking ahead to all the other super fights or going up and trying to be double champ. I'm just focused on Leon Scott, breaking his will, bringing out the dog in me and bringing out the quitter in him.
All right, then let's talk big business. I just saw on Instagram that you were at Mar-a-Lago. You had dinner with former President Trump. What did you guys discuss? And he mentioned that he was going to be coming to the fight. Do you plan on wearing that signed jacket during your ring walk?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to bring that signed jacket to the ring walk, to a couple other occasions. But, I got my signed hat here as well, but at Mar-a-Lago, me and Trump were just talking about strategy and game plan. That guy, he's a wizard. He's one of the smartest people. He is the smartest person I've ever met in my life. And the guy is just freaking sharper than attack. He just understands fighting. He used to wrestle, so he understands like what combat sports is. So Donald Trump gave me so much dragon energy and just so much useful advice for this fight. So I can't wait to have him for front row. And it's a shame, I know Dana White's is not going to allow me to walk out with him because I asked for it, and Donald Trump was willing to walk out with me. But it just would be too much of a logistical concern and too much mayhem, because everybody loves him. He's the greatest president of all time. He literally made America great again, kept our borders safe, kept peace in the Middle East more than Joe Biden can say these days. This guy's freaking got us in endless wars. And so Trump's going to come back in 2024 and he's going to make this country great again. And, we're going to get our inflation down and people are going to be happy again. And we're going to have more money in our bank accounts.
Another thing that I noticed while scrolling through your Instagram is you have this pretty unique catchphrase I would love to know the origin of, and that is greetings, nerds and virgins. Who came up with that? Where did that come from? And why is that your catchphrase now?
I came up with that, and I came up with it because most of my haters early on were a bunch of nerds in their mom's basement talking like they were saying stupid things on social media, death threats, this, oh, Colby, you can't fight. Dude, you're eating Cheetos in your mom's basement, nerd. You've never been laid in your life. If you went and got laid, you'd change your bum life. But no, you can't because you live in your mom's basement and she still pays your bills. So that's why I got the greetings, nerds and virgins from.
It's catchy, I gotta say. So you are coming back. Your fans, I'm sure, are very excited. Even your haters are excited. So what is a final message that you have for your fans, for your haters, to get them to tune into UFC 296 on Saturday, December 16th?
I'm not the biggest. I'm not the strongest. I'm just the nastiest. My body is a vessel and is driven by the grace of God and the power of the American dream. I've been delayed, but next Saturday night, I will not be denied.
All right. Well, we will.
Shout out to all my fans. Shout out to all the haters. Leon doesn't have any fans. He's a bum. So the only people that are going to be cheering him next weekend are my haters. So them too. But I appreciate you tuning in. God bless America. God bless the troops. And God bless the Trumps.
All right. Thanks, Colby. We'll see you at UFC 296, Saturday, December 16th, T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Thanks so much.